mobile suit level, within your first run through of the first 5 missions, depending on how hard of a time you have with it. Because I mean, obviously, if you lose, you still keep your points that you acquired throughout the um, the playthrough. I mean, it doesn't start you over completely and just completely screws you over on points. You still keep your points. The only thing is when you lose, you don't get any parts or the bonuses from from beating X amount of aces and gaining fields and that type thing. But I mean, it's still, I mean, like I said, I mean, maxing out a mobile suit isn't hard, or a pilot. I mean, it's not hard. Not like on, once again, the second game, which I mean, your pilot level cap on this game is 30, which is really easy. But the pilot level cap on the second one is 50, and it's not that easy. It's really not easy, because I haven't even hit 50 yet. But it's pretty hard. Not so much hard, but it's one of those things. Like I said, like getting the achievement for killing 100,000 mobile suits. It's not hard. It's really tedious. It's just like, because all you have to do, I mean, essentially is do more missions. You'll gain points, and you can just level up. But it's just really tedious doing missions. Even though like I said before, there are a lot more enemies. They're a lot easier to kill. But it's just, I mean, that extra 20 levels is just like, wow. I mean, it's almost the same thing as let's say Call of Duty, when you go from Call of Duty 4 to Modern Warfare 2, where it's like the level cap was 55 and they just boosted up to 70. It's just like, wow. You would think it's like, okay, it's just another just another 15 levels. I mean, that's not anything. I'm not worried about that. But it's just like, wow, it's really it really takes a lot longer time just for a small amount of levels. But anyway, like I was saying, I mean, you can do excuse me, you can do normal mode, max out your pilot, and then go into hard mode, and it's really, I mean, it's not even hard, really. I mean, honestly, not like in the second game where hard mode is actually hard mode. And even with myself having a not I mean, my pilot level's not maxed yet, but my Gundam has maxed parts. All the parts are as high as they can go, and I still have a very hard time doing hard mode. Like, well, it's not a very hard time, but I could definitely cannot rush into a group of enemies and and try and kill them all. And definitely you cannot handle more than one enemy commander at one time. If you do, you're gonna be playing hit and run for a very long amount of time. You're just gonna be attacking them, backing away, going back up to them, attacking them, finding some help. I mean, is really tough. Like, even with maxed out stats on like all my parts, I'm still taking ridiculous damage. Like, just one of their like combos will take like a good portion of my bar. Like, I don't say 1/4 of the bar. And I'm just running around getting getting health. I'm doing like no damage. It's a really messy situation. And whenever I decide to put up some gameplay of that, I don't know, I might put up hard mode. I mean, don't expect me to actually beat it, but if I do, that's an extra bonus. But I'll put it up just to show how ridiculously hard it is. But I talked about the mobile suit level. Now we're gonna talk about the pilot level. So basically, the pilot level, if you go back to the first video, well, the first part of this let's play, you'll see that Puru 2 has her own stats, which basically are the three main stats I was talking about before, which are melee, shoot, and your defense. So those stats are designated to Puru 2. They're not mobile suit specific. So I'm pretty sure I said this before, but once you beat character's original mode, once you get through all 5 of the missions, you can go through it again as whatever whatever mobile suit you want them to have. So for instance, if you're playing, like I said, I'm playing Puru 2, once I finish this, I can change your mobile suit to whatever. Well, not necessarily whatever, but to any of the other characters' mobile suits. So if I want Puru 2 to be piloting Haman Khan's Qubeley, I could do that. If I wanted her to be piloting Double Zeta Gundam, I could do that. If I wanted her to pilot hell, Wing Zero, I could do that. If she wanted to pilot Wing Zero, I could put her in that. But no matter what Gundam I put her in, her stats carry over to any Gundam. So it's not like, well, you maxed out, her Qubeley. If you try to go to Haman's Qubeley, it starts back at level 1. You still have to level up. The Qubeley is going to start off with level 1 special, no combo links and any of that stuff. So, you still have to level up the mobile suit, but her stats, let's say at max level, she has like maxed out shot, close to max attack, and some good defense. Those stats are going to carry over no matter what Gundam she picks. So, it doesn't matter. But it's interesting. One more thing I wanted to talk about was the parts that you collect. The parts. It's not a lot of parts, but it's a decent amount. They pretty much just have parts. Some of them have obvious names like melee unit, shot increasing unit. Where it's like, oh, this increases melee, this increases shot. But in the second game, they do away with this part system, and because it's pretty much like you beat a enemy general or something, you get the parts, and you wait till the end of the the end of the mission to see what part. It might be a new part, or it might be an increased version of an older part that you already have. But in the second one, they pretty much get rid of the part system like that and actually give you mobile suit parts. They don't for instance, you might get a melee attack unit as a part. Well, in this one, you don't. In the second one, they don't give you that. They give you an actual, let's say for Puru 2, red, Puru 2 Qubeley arm part. That's what part that you would get. So it would increase, your arm part. You would replace it. It would increase the stats of your arm part. And they give you, mobile, like I said, mobile suit specific parts. Because in the first one, you can only play as the mobile suits that any of the the characters you can select use. But in the second one, you can play from any mobile suit that's actually in the game. Well, except for, and I'll get to it when when I get to the game, except for the giant mobile suits. But pretty much like the regular enemies, like the Rick Diaz, the what do you call it? Even the space ball, you can play as the space ball. The Zaku tank. You can play. Any Gundam that's that's in the game, except for the big ones, you can play as. So trying to get parts in the second game is really kind of tedious. It's really. There are some situations where you will get some parts for your mobile suit, but if you're trying to, if you're constantly switching mobile suits and you're trying to get parts for these things, it's really a chore. But anyway, like I was saying about the parts, you get bonuses for equipping either 2 or more of the same part, or by equipping 2 or more parts made by the same character. And depending on if you equip 2 or more parts made by the same person, you'll get a increased stat bonus, or something like that. But if if you're equipping, there are certain parts where if you equip 2 or more of them, you gain little extra effects to them. Like for instance, there's a part called like I think it's the high tension like booster or thruster or something like that. Well, basically, if you equip that, two of them, you get increased booster speed, which is like it's cool. I mean, it's like, okay, you equip two, booster enhancing parts, you gain enhanced boosting. Okay, no, I buy that, but I mean, I really haven't. Is there a use to it? If you're just starting out, I guess. If not, no, not really. I mean, it's really not something that I would kind of say, well, like, yo, this is what you want to equip. You want to equip this and this to get this power up. I mean, no, it's really not. If there is a combination, I haven't found it. For something that's just awesome that you have to equip. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just the part system. I mean, I just equip. I mean, like I said, I focus mainly on melee and armor. So all my parts pretty much increase armor. There are some exceptions where, with other characters like Master Asia, where I just have 3 melee units, made by Rain. So they just get, it's just really ridiculous attack bonuses. He's pretty much got maxed out, attack. So anyway, we're coming to the end here, and the Mushu Gundam has just appeared, and he's the one that's causing this planet to fall down to Earth, and we can't have that. We need to stop this guy. So we're gonna take care of him, hopefully on the next mission and the next episode. So I'll see you guys next time on some more Let's Play Mobile Suit Dynasty Warriors Gundam.